Raise Your Energy podcast. My name is Linda Lange. I am your host and energy expert. And today's topic is all about money, money, money. Money in its truest form is just another energy, like calorie in a meal or watt in electricity. But the relationship we have with money is so much bigger. So we together go on a discovery journey today to see what your money stories and beliefs look like. So stay tuned. Is going to be more of a self-coaching exercise for you. So you can actually go along and answer the questions that I give you to see how you can upgrade your money mindset. Okay, so I'm going to ask you a few questions and you have a chance to check in with yourself and look for some answers when it comes to money. I'm going to share with you what some of my answers have been in the past or what they are now. And then I'm going to show you what money really is and how it is an abundant energy in this world, even if quite often we don't see it like that. Okay, so let's get started. First, we're going to start with checking in with your relationship that you have with money. So on a scale from 0 to 10, where 0 is very poor to 10 being overly fantastic, how do you rate your relationship with money? Take a moment to reflect on it and choose a number that feels right for you. And if you want to, you can even write it down somewhere. Maybe you have a piece of paper around or you can put it in your phone so you can look back at it in a few months' time and see if it has improved. I have done a deep dive money mindset exercise about 8 months ago, and back then I rated my relationship with money at a 6. Now, today, when I look at it, I would rate it at an 8. I have consciously worked on my money mindset for the last 12 months, and I wanted to unravel all of the money stories and beliefs that I collected over the full length of my life. So I consciously unpicked what is coming up. So what do I observe? And I wanted to let go of some of the old thinking and replace it with some new thinking about money. And I'm glad to see that it has improved. I have moved from a 6 to an 8 already. Of course, there is still some improvements to be done. But I hope as well that this episode, going through some of the exercises and questions that we have today, will give you a reason and insights and answers to your money mindset, and for you a chance to improve it as well and to, in the end, attract more money into your life if you need to. Now, you rated your relationship with money. What is your intention with money? Think about it. What do you wish for around money? How do you want your relationship with money to show up in your life? And how do you want to interact with money? Something is probably coming to your mind, what you would like to improve in your money relationship. We all have something that comes to our mind when we think about money because it plays such a big role in our society and what humanity has created money to be in how it is existent in our life today. So what is coming to your mind that you wish for when it comes to money? If you are interested in improving your money mindset, this can be your intention. This can be your short-term or long-term goal. And again, you could make a note of it. Write it down somewhere where you can look back at it in a few months or a year's time to see if you actually achieved it. I personally want money to flow to me and through me. That is my money intention. For me, that means that money comes easily to me in whatever way, from wherever. It does not really matter, but it comes easily to me and it flows through me. That means that I improve my way of spending as well money or giving money. For me, that means hiring people in my business, buying services for my business or even for my own well-being, and to give to charity or to research. I have been working my whole life, or I would say my whole adulthood, on being a better spender because I grew up to learn how to save. And I think that's fantastic. I'm really happy that in my early days, in my childhood, I learned how to save because it made me feel safe in the first few decades of my life. But it can be as well limiting if you're just saving all the time and never spend it on you, on your growth, on your well-being. So I had to learn over the last decade or two to start spending more of that money, because money is energy and energy needs to flow, right? For energy to actually truly exist and don't do any harm, it needs to flow. That is the same with money. Money is energy and it needs to flow. So in my early days, even in my early few years of my adulthood, I kept mostly saving, and that limited the energy and the money flow that came into my life. So I needed to learn as well how to spend my money, and therefore creating a more flow into my life that allowed as well more money to come into my life, which I did. So I always increased my income somehow. So I really worked on it. But again, there is even more to do, and I have focused more on it again this year when I started my own business. So I shared with you that my money story comes from learning how to save, and then in my adulthood learning how to spend money. So next question to you is, what is your money story? How has money shown up for you in your life so far? If you look back in your past, how would you tell your money story? This is where you can find a lot of money beliefs. You can investigate where your current relationship with money is and how it has gotten to this by looking back into your past and how money has shown up in your life and how you interacted with money so far. If you're willing to go and look in your past, in your money past, you're able to find beliefs and maybe even events that you want to let go of now, or that might be even standing in your way and you want to do something about it so it doesn't stand in your way anymore. One of the biggest beliefs that I have for most of my life, and I'm still actually working on letting go of that belief, is you have to work hard to earn money. That is a very, very common money belief, but it is just a belief. It is not a fact or a law, like a universal law, because there are people out there that earn a lot of money, or they have a lot of money, and they work very few hours, or they don't work at all. So that statement that you have to work hard to earn money or to make money is not universally true. And therefore it's just a belief. And we all know that we can let go of beliefs if we wish to, right? I love to look back and talk to people about their money beliefs. I love to discover these things that we were told when we were young, when we were children around money, because the craziest things show up when you ask people about their childhood or their upbringing and what is still stuck in their mind or maybe even in their subconscious around money. So examples could be, money does not grow on trees. That's a good one, right? Or you need money to make money. That's not really true either, right? But it's something that people say. Or something a bit stronger is, money is evil. Again, not true, just a belief. And for example, if you have problems with keeping money in your life, you could have statements stuck inside of you like, money is there to spend. Or if you're struggling to attract more money into your life, you could have grown up with the belief that my family has never been rich. Or either rich or happy. You can't have both. You see, these are all beliefs, and we have probably so many inside of our memory or inside of our subconscious that we have been told when we grew up at school, from our parents, from our grandparents, from other people around us, and they form a huge part of our money mindset today. And there can be stuff there that you want to let go of because it might be standing in your way to attract more money or to keep more money in your life for yourself. So all of these are beliefs that if they sit deep inside of us, they have, of course, a direct impact, not just on our money relationship, but how money is in our lives. How does it show up? How does it flow or not flow? Even if it was a long time ago that you heard somebody say something like that, it could still influence you now. And it could be, of course, limiting you to have a better relationship with money or to have just more money and attract more money into your life. Another area where you can step into the role of your own observer and see what comes up around money is when you look at rich or wealthy people. That might be quite often, for example, on TV, or you see somebody in real life and that person is rich, maybe very rich or very wealthy. Observe yourself what comes up inside of you. What kind of thoughts do you have about that person, about their family, about who they are? You might be surprised of what you think about rich people or wealthy people are. And again, you might find something that is standing in your way of being wealthy yourself. Because if you, for example, think that rich people are evil or they are selfish or something like that, then you will probably not gonna be rich, or if you have that goal, never achieve it, because you don't want to become an evil and selfish person, right? I hope that makes sense to you, that your belief about, or your thinking, the thoughts that you keep having when you see people that are rich on TV, that can influence you in your state of being around money and how you live your life. So if you want to attract more money in your life, have a look at that. Maybe even pick a few movies or TV programs that show you wealth and just observe yourself. What comes up? What kind of thoughts are coming up when you observe it? And what kind of feelings come up? You will find a lot of stuff buried inside of you, and that is a really good way of discovering it. If you are really serious about improving your money mindset, maybe listening to this episode, you might get the idea of doing so. I really advise you to take time and write down all of the beliefs that are coming up. I did this before when I did the deep dive, and I think I came up with 3 or 4 long pages full of things that I think about money, that people around me in my whole life had said, experiences that I had about money. Think as well about past events that you still remember, that you have in your memory, that had to do around money and what happened there. Did it end well or did it not end well? Write everything down, and you will see by writing it down, you will already see some patterns. You will be able to let go of some of these statements. You will have some huge aha moments about your relationship now with money and how you got where you are today by looking at all of these past events, thoughts, and things that people said in your life around money. I promise you, it works wonders. Our relationship with money is created out of the experiences that we have with money. That does not mean that this is what money truly is, because everyone has a different relationship with money, right? We all have our individual experiences that we collected with money in the whole length of our lives. Therefore, money cannot be all of these different things if money is something physical to us. But money is really something more fluid, something more flexible and malleable, and that's why it shows up differently in everybody's lives. We think money is physical and set in stone and hard to get. But that's not true. That's not true for everyone, right? Some people attract money very easily into their lives. And if it's not true for some people, it can as well not be true for you. You can choose for you to let go of the beliefs that money is hard to get, or that money is set in stone, or that money is physical. You can choose to think about money differently from now on forwards. Everything in this world is energy, and so is money. Money is energy, and like energy, it's infinite and it's abundant. Money flows like energy, and it can flow to you and through you, or you can repel it. You can stop that flow of money energy coming to you. You have the control and power over that. And your thinking about money that influences this energy, money flow. It's all up to you to change it if you want to. Until a year ago, I really believed that money just comes from one source. And that one source is my employment. So there is just really this one way how I can make money in my life, and that means by being employed and have an employer that pays me. Sure, of course, I always accepted exceptions for other people around me, like somebody would win in the lottery, or they would get an inheritance or a big gift. Absolutely. But for me, what was always true my whole kind of adult life was that you have to be employed to get money. There is just no other way, really. And because this is what I believed, it was my reality. I created my reality. At the same time that I was earning some quite good money, especially in the last years, and I had a great life out of that money, I always kept having higher aspirations to increase my salary and to every few years to maybe change my job to increase my salary package. But you remember the other belief that I had, that I told you earlier, that you have to work hard to make money? Well, these two beliefs together created, well, not the best scenario for me, because I wanted more money. I wanted salary increases. That means I believed I need to work harder. So when I get more money from my employer, I have to work harder. I have to be a better employee. I have to be more efficient to give more value to my company that I work for. And of course, at the end, where did I end up? In burnout, of course. That is, of course, not the only reason or the only belief that got me there, but I realized it just very recently that that had something to do with it as well. So you see, you can have different beliefs in you that by itself might not have a direct impact, and just one of them actually looks like it's not hindering you from having more money, but it can, these two together as a combination can be hindering or harmful for your own health, as it has been for me. Money is really just a concept that we humans created. We use it to give our society a way of living, to give it a structure, right? We use money to assess somebody's or something's value, their services, and we use money to therefore exchange goods and services. But over time, money has become such a leading force in our world. We associate so much with money nowadays, and we give it therefore so much power in our lives. Even though money is energy and it's abundant, we believe that it is matter and it's limited. And by creating these beliefs into our society, into humanity, we let money rule us instead of us controlling money and the energy in our lives. But it does not have to stay like that. You can change your money story going forward. You can create a completely new money story now and change your way of thinking and treating money from now on forwards to change it more and more in your life. You have that choice. So ask yourself, if you have the wish, maybe you don't, but if you have the wish for more money or particular money, then what do you want it for? Be clear about what you can do with it. What are the feelings that you want to have with what you're buying or with what you're experiencing? There is always a feeling behind it, and it's important to have a feeling behind it. I will tell you in a second why. Maybe you want to buy your favorite car because you know driving it each day will give you a lot of joy in your life. Maybe you want to move to a certain place, like living on a beach, living on an island, because you know that's where you can be happy. When I now want to attract something in my life and it has to do with money particularly, I check in to see what the feeling is that I want to create by receiving or having that money. I caught myself a few times recently where I thought I wanted to attract something and manifest something into my life, but when I looked to find that elevated emotion that I would feel once I get it, I was not able to find it. I was not able to link it to something like freedom, joy, happiness, love, whatever kind of positive feeling that you want to experience when you get it. I was not able to find it. I tried my best, but I know if I cannot link that thing that I want to manifest to an elevated positive emotion, then it is not truly what I want, or I just don't need it in my life. So I would either let it go completely or I would adjust it. I would see what needs to change for me to be able to bring up that elevated emotion when I think about it. Because if you have listened to some of my other episodes where I talk more about manifestation, you very much know that it is so important to link your manifestation work to an elevated emotion. That is a formula that you need. You need to have the thought, the intention about manifesting something, but you have to have as well the emotion that brings with it for this to come into your life, for you to manifest better or to bring it at all through manifestation in your life. So always ask yourself, what is the emotion that you want to feel when you can buy that one thing, or you can afford it, or you can finally have the experience and attract that money? Always look for that emotion that it will bring you. And when you do that work and you find that emotion, can you create that emotion already in your life now? Can you feel more of it already today to attract more of it and that money that you want in your life to your life? If you want to be, for example, more abundant, if you want to bring more abundance in your life, can you already feel abundant now with what you have today? What is already abundant in your life that you can think about to bring up already that emotion, that feeling of abundance now? That way you manifest more powerfully. You attract more abundance in your life if you already start feeling abundant today. Okay? And one last tip that I have for you to improve your money mindset, but let as well the law of attraction work for you, is to create a money affirmation in your life. The same as we can unravel and let go of limiting beliefs around money, we can install as well some good beliefs of money into our life. For most of my adulthood, I actually had a money affirmation, and it was, I always have more than enough money. I think I created this nearly 20 years ago, and I keep thinking about it. Sometimes maybe it just comes up once in a month or once every 3 months. Sometimes it pops up more often. But when it fits, this sentence always comes into my mind. I always have more than enough money. And it has worked really well in my life. I'm pretty sure it had to work against quite a few other limiting beliefs I have stuck inside of me that I'm now letting go of, but it did still a pretty good job. I always had enough money in my life, and even at times when I earned very little and I didn't have yet a nice salary, it was always enough money for what I needed and for what I wanted. I was never missing money in my life. So I would say that that money affirmation really worked wonders in my life. So what kind of money belief would you like to install into your life, into your program, into your subconscious? I give you a few examples. You can pick one of those. You can make it your own. Maybe something already comes to your mind, but I'm just going to give you a few examples anyway. My life is filled with health and wealth. Or I accept and receive money. I deserve to make more money. Money comes my way in expected and unexpected ways. Or abundance is coming. I deserve and accept it. Create your own money affirmation for your own individual situation. The words need to sound like you. They need to come from inside of you, in your own words. So make it work for you and have fun with it. Remember, money is energy, money is fluid, money is abundant, and money can be fun. So start attracting it into your life if it's not already there. So Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. I really enjoy talking money with you, so let me know in the comments how you found that episode and leave me a rating to share your love. So thank you again, and with that I love you and leave you. Talk soon and bye bye.